set with your fastest lap of the session.
Alright, let's take a look at that. This is road course week always gets me, man. Okay, so I just bought Willow Springs, so I don't know any of the turn names, so we might make up names for everything along the way. So this is really big corner coming up to the start-finish line. You really want to treat this as two separate corners, but we'll go over that when we come back around here. All you want to worry about is that you are in third gear and set up wide on the outside so that you can cut down by the time you see this cone right here. You want to basically cut down into that cone and have as straight of an exit as possible. This actually wasn't very good, but it was good enough because the run-up doesn't matter too much, like half a tenth at most. So just don't go off track or anything like that. It's not that big of a deal, but just wide and then cut into the cone. Try to straighten out your exit in third gear. Okay, I don't have a breaking point for this. I just kind of braked on vibes. But once again, you don't want to go over 80% on the brake or else you're going to lock up. So that 80% is really good for turn one. I think you might be able to squeeze 90 on here. Let's see, where am I braking? Like around the Toyota and whatever this is sign. And you want to start out braking in a straight line. And then as you turn in, you want to trail off the brake. So you can see I only start turning when I lower my brake below 50, and then I really start turning the wheel when I can get it to 10 or 20. Get it right to the curb, don't touch it. These little curbs right here, the ones that look small, these are the death curbs. Don't touch those curbs because you die. Pick up the throttle as soon as you reach the apex. The track is wide enough to where it should work. Okay, turn 2 I guess this would be, if my counting is correctly. Start out wide. You only want to brake drag going into the corner. Just aim at the white line. If you don't make it, that's okay. You can be about a lane or two, half a lane off of the white line. The car is going to want to diamond this, and I really thought diamonding would be the fastest way, but I don't think diamonding is the fastest way, so just really hold it to your line. It might slight diamond, but you'll find at some point the car wants to unload. The angle kind of tightens on the exit. As long as you keep it by the white line and hold it at half throttle, you'll make the exit without going off. If you go full throttle at this point of the corner when you're on the white line, you cannot do that. Don't go full throttle like at all until you're off the corner. You aren't going to lose much time. Don't worry about it, because what the situation where you can full throttle, where you big diamond the corner, the car still gets loose off the corner, so it's just not even worth it. So just hold half throttle here until you get off the corner. Okay, get to the right immediately, set up for the next corner, and then brake early, because this is going to be pretty heavy braking. For some reason, something about this right here, like I couldn't brake too much here. Like any more than like half, I'd start locking up. Must have to do with the uphill, I'm not sure. But brake as much as you can. If you can get more brake than I did here, that's great. You can brake later into the corner. But for some reason, I could only hit like 40-50% brake and then trail it off again into that 10% as we turn in. This is the big boy death curb you don't want to hit. If you hit that death curb, it's going to spin you out to the left every single time, even if you just touch it, because you're not going to be able to get the weight shift quick enough into this right-hander. Speaking of this right-hander, this is the worst corner in the track, because it's like this corner doesn't really... there's a death curb here, and it makes you think that this is all one corner, but that's not true. You can just gas through this at half, and then once you get past the death curb, then you get on the brake, and you pretty much just stop the car. I was like, I'm trying to find a better line than this, where I just like literally stop the car on the white line pretty much. I'm trying to find a better line. I could not find a better line. This car gets so loose right here because of the downhill and the sharp right-hander put together that like anytime I try to set up for a straighter exit, I just spin out. So I'm pretty sure the answer is just hug the white line and park the car. Because even then, I parked the car and I still got loose off the corner. Keep this in second here all the way through this part, because third gear, you're not going to get enough turn on this left-hander. Make sure that you set up right by the death curb on the right so that you're able to cut into the left at a favorable angle. I think you can get this without having to brake, but I trail braked a little bit. Again, don't touch those curbs, bad curbs. You don't want to get all the way out wide here because you see that angle. You're not going to really make that right-hander with a lot of speed if you go all the way to the right. So try to stay as much to the middle as you can. And then, oh, I touched the death curb and somehow lived to tell the tale because I was going over a hill. So that's nice. You can pretty much gas through this part, but you don't really want to be above half as you're going over the hill or else you're going to lose your rears. You might be able to get away with more if your wheel was straighter than mine. Okay, so now we get to the big boy corner, which is really 2 corners. The corner just seems to go on forever, but it's easier if you break it up into 2 sections. So this first section, we're just going to go... You can go full throttle until you get to the white line, but I wasn't brave enough for that, so I just went half throttle until I got to the white line. And then you want to make sure that the car slides up the track when it gets to this mini straightaway. This is a straightaway right here. It doesn't feel like it's a straightaway, but it's straight, and it's connecting 2 different corners. So make sure that you're by the white line for the mini straightaway part, and then at the end of the mini straightaway, you might feel like, okay, now I can just gas to the rest. No, this is a NASCAR truck. This isn't a GT3 car. So we're going to have to brake and put it into 3rd gear, use the engine braking. Still, I want to set up as wide as I can, but you can't wait too long. Once you see that cone, once this cone comes into your view, that's telling you, okay, it's time to turn down the hill. Because you really want to straighten out this exit. This is how you get like 4/10 on the last straightaway. If I was a little more brave, I'd be a little bit wider here so that I could make it even straighter. But this worked out more or less. And then you just have a ton more speed. Notes about long run. Let's talk about which corners are going to kill you on long run. Turn 1. Turn 1 shouldn't be too bad if you don't miss your braking point. So make sure that your braking point's early enough to where you're not sliding your car. Turn 2 can really kill your tires if you overdrive it. Just aim to have your tires neutral in the corner. Really don't try sliding at any point. You might feel like it's faster, but it's just going to heat up your rears, and this is what you don't want. If you miss your braking point too late here, you're going to lose your rears, and that's going to kill your tires on the rears. So that's another one to have a good braking point. And then throttling too early in this stupid corner is going to absolutely demolish your rear tires. So just be patient. Park the car on the white line. Let the car straighten out before you really get all the way back on the gas. That's going to really help you. These corners aren't too bad. You can get really loose here, but as long as you're hitting it, it shouldn't be too bad on your tires. And then these corners, I don't think you should have too much to worry about because the best way to drive this corner is to keep your car neutral. You don't want any sliding. If you're sliding at all in this corner to make this exit, then consider slowing down the car a little more and turning in earlier and letting the car be straighter on exit. But overall, the key is just keep your rears cool. It's going to all compound and it's going to suck if you heat them up. All right. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all on the track.